Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to this tutorial video. Today's video people was a request from one of my subscribers, and he asked me how can he manage lots of different sequences. So say if he's working on a very big project and he is having lots of sequences, how can he rename them, delete them and stay organized with them. And I think it was a very basic tutorial, and I was pretty sure that most of my subscribers will be knowing this. So what I've decided is I'm going to show him how to do all that, and along the way I'm going to give you some more tips that will really help you make it will really speed up your whole process of working on Adobe Premiere Pro, and it will even increase your efficiency. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Now, whenever people I'm about to start any kind of work on Premiere Pro, and say I've been given lots and lots of assets, I always change my workspace to meta logging. Now, meta logging is a workspace that has actually been created for these kind of you know purposes. So say if I have been giving lots of footage, like lots of video files, lots of audio to work with, lots and lots of graphics, text, etc., I always change it to meta logging. Now the keyboard shortcut for that is Shift Alt 6 key. If you press all three keys together, then you can see that the interface changes to meta logging. Now we have a project panel over here. You have the source monitor, the media browser. This allows us to browse through different media, if it's located on different drives, a metadata tab and a markers tab. Now I don't really use markers a lot in this, but say metadata, project panel, media browser and source monitor, these panels I use a lot. Okay, so in media browser you have the ability to browse to different places and see where your footage is located. So for me it's going to be on E drive and the whole footage folder. And if you want to drag and drop, then all you need to do is you need to, like, if you want to import straight away a full folder, then select the folder and you can drag it to the program, to the project panel over here. If you want to drag some specific footage, then open the folder and then you can select your footage and then drop that only. So, and yeah, if you hold on the control key, then you can select multiple files and then drag them together. Okay, so that was good. This workspace also allows you to be organized, because when you are importing lots and lots of footage, you have to create different kind of bins, like say one bin for audio, one bin for video. So it really helps you keep track and stay organized with different and lots of assets you may be having when you're working with a particular project. In that way you stay more organized. If you want to add some more metadata people is supposed to be extra information that you add to a clip, to a photo, or any those things. So say if I want to add any metadata to this particular file, and it's always a good thing, to stay organized. So it's always a good thing to name your files. Now I can understand if you are given hundreds of files, now you don't have the time to name all of them. So what I do in that situation is that I rename my folder. So say if this was supposed to be all the cover up videos, or also known as the B-roll, then I name it like this. And then what I'm doing, and then what I do is, and like say now I'm in the editing process, so I'm going to change my workspace back to the editing workspace by the keyboard shortcut Shift Alt 3. So you see that we changed back to the editing workspace. And now over here, when given lots and lots of footage, now I don't have the time to rename them, and all of them are named unappropriately, meaning they don't have proper names. I cannot say that which footage is which. So instead of dragging them straight to the timeline, I like to work with the icon view. And one good trick to this is that if I select a panel and if I hit the tilde key, you'll see that it expands and it takes the full size of my screen. So now if I change to the icon view, you can see that I can see lots of my folders and files without having any problem. So, and yeah, one bad thing about this part is that now if I do a double click on any of my folder, it goes and opens it in a new dialog box, and that's not what I want. Because say if I have lots of folder, say if I double click on the audio, on the video, and say if I have lots of other folders, it will keep doing this, and that's not what I want. So to get around this, you need to hold on the control key and then do a double click on the folder, and you can see that just opens the folder and it doesn't create a new dialog box. So yes, you can. The best part about this, as in the best part about this way of working is that you can actually see your thumbnails, and you can see that they actually have a small preview going on. So if they are not named properly, and you want to find out that which part has a particular scene that you're looking for, all you need to do is you need to keep your mouse on top of it, and you'll see that as you move it from left to right, it will actually play that small preview for you, so you can see which clip is going to be useful, and which you really want to work with. So if you don't have the time to rename all of them, you can use this kind of trick. Okay, I'm going to switch back to my list view. I'm going to hit my tilde key again, and tilde key, people, is the key below your escape key. So if you're working on PC with me, it's going to be the tilde key. Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah, now coming to sequences. The best way, once again, of creating sequences, according to me, is just taking your file and dragging and dropping it onto the new item button. But say for some reason you are actually working with lots and lots of sequences. Say you are working on different phases of the shot, or say you have been given over files that that someone else was working on, and now you need to start the work from there. So in that case, what I like to do is I always like to create a new bin for that. So I always create a new bin, and I keep all my sequences in that, and I always for some reason I like to name it SQ, and all my different sequences go in this file, in this folder. And sometimes what happens is, actually I'm going to show this example to you. To my E drive, I'm going to go to my footage folder. I'm going to import the whole folder. Now in this folder, people, there are lots and lots of files, and most of them are not named properly. Okay, most of them are not named properly, people. You can see all kind of stupid files, stupid and not named properly files. And I'm gonna hit my tilde key once again, so it expands and takes a full screen. And you can see I've got different type of metadata over here. My media end, duration, in point, out point, etc. And it even gives me a good amount of name. And if you want to ever increase the size of one of these, then just hold down, just go to the part where there's a split between those two things, and you can just hold it down, click and drag left or right to increase or decrease the space of one thing. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you are creating sequences by this technique of dragging a video and dropping it onto the new item button, what's gonna happen is that you get a new sequence, but your sequence is placed in this folder. Now there are lots of files for you to look, and and the worst thing is that you have two of the files that are of the same name. So in that situation, what you can do is you can either use this filter contents help, filter bin content, in which you just need to type the name of the file, and it automatically shows up. You can see that there's a live update happening below, and we are looking for lightning strike. So if free LIGHT, and you can see that Adobe Premiere Pro filters these words for me in my whole assets, and it comes up over here. Now if you don't want to use this, what you can do is you can change it to the icon view, and then you can purposely do a double click on the footage icon. So what happens is it goes and creates it into the new dialog box, and then you can look for your sequence and say I found my sequence now. So I can just take my sequence and drag and drop it onto my new bin, which I have named SQ, specially made for sequences. You can see it gets removed from this folder and gets transported to the other folder. So that's one way to work with different sequences. And now let's get to the part of renaming sequences. And renaming sequences is very easy, and it's a good habit also to get into if you are working with lots of sequences. All you need to do is do a right click and go to rename option over here, and you can see that you can rename the file. So say this was 02, and you can see when you rename the sequence over here, it also gets updated in the timeline. So that's one thing to remember. And now we are looking for the woman doing yoga sequence, so I'm just going to type yoga, and Adobe Premiere Pro filters that word for me, and you can see I get my sequence and my footage. So I can take this sequence and drop it onto the SQ bin. It gets transported from this cover up bin, and it gets sent to the SQ bin. And if you want to remove this, so you can select the whole word and press the backspace key or the delete key, or you can just straight away click this X icon over here. And that's good. So now I want to rename this. One quick way of renaming sequences is just to click on the name and you get into the rename option. And now you can press 01 and you can see it gets renamed over here as well. If you want to delete sequences, simply select or hold on the shift key or the control key. For doing multiple selection of different sequences, you can select them and drag it and drop them onto the delete icon, and you can see the whole thing goes away. Now if something like this happens for you, the whole timeline just goes blank and black, go to Windows and then check this option over here, or there's a keyboard shortcut for this, Shift 3, put a check and the timeline comes back. So this was my tutorial video on how to stay organized and work more efficiently in Premiere Pro. Hope this video helped you out, my subscriber who requested the tutorial. And to anyone who hasn't subscribed, then please subscribe. Please like this video on YouTube, and thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you.